We're going to be focusing on the power of the mind and how you can use it to blast through any obstacle. And I'm going to give you a physical manifestation demonstration. You can blast through any obstacle to your goal, and you can destroy anything that's in your way or destroy any attack upon you. I will demonstrate that now through focusing my energy. Now, when I do this, I'm going to have someone break a concrete block on a chest, on my chest, with a sledgehammer. Now, this past March at the Marshall Power Summit in Los Angeles, we had a room full of people in our conference room break boards and bend steel bars for the first time in their lives. The look on their faces, it was transformative. It said it all. And you realize when you saw people who had these blocks and they went for it, and some of them took time to really build up to the point where they could just do it, it was like this transformational breakthrough. And everything in life is like that. When you want to go for something, it's new to you. And the first thing that'll happen is people will come against you right away. The moment you want to accomplish something, people will come against you. Some intentional and some unintentional. Some outright intentionally and consciously want to stop you from achieving your goals. Other people, if you were to ask them, do you want to stop me from achieving my goals? They would say, no, honey, of course not. But you have to be realistic, and you can't do that, and no one makes money doing that, and whatever your goal is, you see what I mean? Those are the ones who are unconscious, it's unintentional, but they're still energy vampires. They're coming against you. Okay, so you have both intentional and unintentional people opposing you. Then you oppose yourself because you're programmed that way. You're programmed that way. And at the Marshall Power Summit and throughout our courses, one thing that we always focus on is how to reprogram yourself to break through and to access your real abilities, your real potential that's inside of you. See, each person who broke a board or bent a steel bar, they had that power within them already. It was there. They just didn't know that they had it. So we taught them how to access it. And likewise, when I held that concrete block on my chest and had someone swing a sledgehammer and break that thing right on my chest, all I got was one little scratch on my bicep. That's it. Didn't even feel it. Didn't even notice it. And I did it twice, by the way. We broke 2 blocks, and I think it happened on the second one. So anyway, what I did was I focused my breathing, and I focused my chi, my energy. I focused my energetic force. And with my breathing, brought bodily tension, and bam, broke through what normally, a few years ago, if you had asked me, I would have said, well, because I'm the kind of guy I am, I would have said that's possible. But I probably wouldn't have tried it. But even the kind of guy I am, I know things are possible. But I finally just went ahead and did it, and I've got more crazy stuff coming like you wouldn't believe. So the point is, overcoming your own blocks, your blocks, likewise, are intentional and unintentional. Sometimes you'll deliberately block yourself. You won't go for something when you know you should simply go for it. And there are other times when you know you should go for it, but unconsciously, you'll get sick, you'll get a cold, you'll worry about bills and other things you have to do. So you'll unconsciously, unknowingly, and unintentionally block yourself from succeeding. Okay, so the point is that breaking through your blocks, just like we broke through that block on my chest, that's something that you can do and should do in your life. It's part of why we're here. We're here to learn and grow. That's why we're here. Anyone who isn't learning and growing is stagnating and dying. The people who live the longest are positive, and they learn and grow, and they have appreciation, and they have gratitude, that they grow. That's so important, to grow and to overcome your personal blocks. Those things that are standing in the way of your success are not insurmountable. They are overcomable. How's that? That's a Scott Boland word, overcomable. And you can break through and blast through, just like we did with the cinder, with the concrete block. We broke right through it. You can do it the same way. It's here, and it comes through here and manifests here. Okay? So you can tap into the energetic force above and all around you, the quantum field. You can tap into it and harness it and focus it and draw power from the heaven and the earth and channel that power through you. And focus it for strength, such as when I resisted the concrete block, or focus it to achieve something, to go for something, to focus it whether it's an area in your body or an area in life. Okay? The thing is, to overcome these blocks, we need this information. Most people never knew they were there. And then there are those who get mad when I come up and show them a round wheel, and they thought that wheels were square, and they got real pissed at me. Or when I said that there was a round earth and not a flat earth. See what I mean? There are going to be those people who are like that, and your own thoughts like that. There are newer, better ways of thinking, and these truths are actually timeless. In fact, sometimes ancient. You have the power within you to solve your problems and achieve your goals. Now, what's really exciting this month is I'm going to share with you my personal notes from over a decade ago. We're also going to be visiting the Hegakure, which is the Book of the Samurai by Yamamoto Tsunetomo. Yamamoto Tsunetomo. The Hegakure, the Book of the Samurai. We're going to be visiting teachings from the Hegakure. All of this information is designed to empower you so that you no longer have to take it. I don't care where you are in life. I don't care if you're struggling financially or physically or emotionally or spiritually. Whatever your struggles are, they can be overcome when you tap into the way. When you tap into the way of nature and energy, you can find a way to intuit. And it's never linear. Well, I shouldn't say it's never linear. Sometimes it is linear. Sometimes it's a matter of bam, bam, A to B. But in other times, you'll find that you go from A to B and there's an insurmountable block, or so you think. So remember the analogy of stopping a moving train. You find a way around, you harmonize with it, over, under, around like smoke or water to get through. Overcoming your personal limitations. One question I get asked is about focus. A lot of people put their energy and their focus and their time on things that don't give them a maximum return. The concept of economy of motion is vital to your success. It's how, in fact, you will, combined with intention, break through your obstacles and goals. So I'm going to show you a diagram called the control target. See here you have a circle, okay? Within the circle you have another circle. Can you see that? Can you see it? Good. And in the middle here's you. Okay? The middle circle is you. And what this is, this middle circle is your circle of influence. It's what you can control. You can control everything within this circle. And up until now, up until the time you got this information, you thought that your circle of influence was really small. But then wham, you broke through and did something you never did before. Wham. Like maybe you broke a board or bent a steel bar, or you magnetized a host to seat you immediately even though you just walked in and there were 20 people waiting there and you didn't have a reservation and you just used energy, positive flowing energy, and just went and they went and they seated you. Or maybe you met your dream mate, soulmate, or maybe you closed a business deal or had a business idea or made a ton of cash with intuition and creativity. You produced something of high value that people wanted and then you brought it to them. Or maybe you got out of a traffic ticket and gained rapport with someone. Or maybe you helped a relationship, something you've never done before, helping a loved one or a friend break through their problem or achieve their goal. And all of a sudden, for the first time, wham, you broke through the circle. And now your circle is that much bigger. Okay? You can see that. Okay? And with each accomplishment, with each breakthrough, bam, your circle of influence widens and widens and widens. Does that make sense? See, so these breakthroughs are designed to increase your circle of influence, harmonic influence, dynamic influence, a kind of influence and persuasion and personal power that makes you a powerful person. Now, within the circle, you see the circle here, okay? Let's look at this circle another way. Your circle of influence is like a pie, okay, or a pizza, all right? Your circle of influence, okay? See the slices? We have 8 slices. Have you ever heard of 8 directional awareness? 8 directional awareness, Hapo-Zanshin. 8 directional awareness. Here's what I want you to do right now, only if you're sitting at home. When you're sitting at home, in private, comfortable and relaxed, here's what you're going to do. This is a Hapo-Zanshin exercise. And this is 8 directional awareness that will awesomize your awareness incredibly. Okay, what you're going to do is you're going to sit down in your room or wherever's comfortable in your living room in the privacy of your home when you're relaxed. And you're going to pick a spot, maybe on the ceiling or on the wall, a clock, thermometer. You're going to pick something and you're going to look at it, okay? And you're going to look at it and you're going to rest your eyes on it and you're going to keep your eyes on it. And then you're going to notice what you see in your peripheral vision. You're going to bring your hands up like this. You're going to keep your eyes on the spot on the wall. Notice how my eyes are staying where they are. They are not going to my hands. They are not going to the camera. They're remaining at the spot on the wall. But I can see my hands. For example, I can see that I'm holding my thumb up, one finger up, or doing jing. See, I can see that, and yet I'm looking at that spot on the wall, and I'm not taking my eyes off of it. Further, I expand backwards. So you will do this at home. You can do this when you're watching with me, but you need to afterwards turn the DVD off or hit pause and do it by yourself so that you can experience 8 directional awareness. In Hawaiian mysticism, they often refer to it in kahuna as a hakalau, okay? And this is the idea of 8-directional awareness and hapozanchin from the ninja, which is very incredible because when you have this awareness, nothing can escape you. Now, right now, I can see my hands. I can see the color of things over there. I can see the door over there. And yet, I'm looking at this one point, aren't I? So what happens when I'm walking down the street and someone wants to jump at me from over here? Or let's say there's an opportunity over here. See, I don't miss it because I'm using hapozanchin. Now, there are 8 directions, as they say, north, south, east, west, and then 1, 2, 3, 4 in between. Okay, northwest, northeast. You see what I mean? There are 8 directions. So I'm going to stop this diagram now, but I've just given you the exercise. When you're at home, you're going to pick a spot, okay, on the wall. You're going to sit and relax, and then you're going to notice things around you without looking at them directly. And you're going to bring your hands out and take your hands as far back as they can go before you can't see them, which for me is about right here. Now notice I can see right here. Right here I can see my hands without looking at them. I practice at this, of course. You can practice the 8-directional awareness, the hakalau, the hapozanchin, okay? You can practice it, okay? I'm going to break the state now, but I want you to notice when you do this drill, everything around you without looking at it directly. Notice the colors of the wall, okay? The colors of the table, the color of the carpet or the floor, with your eyes just on that one point. And then I want you to expand your awareness all around you until you can sense something behind you. Is someone coming up behind you, okay? This is the 8-directional awareness. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, try that, and then come back with me. Okay, did you try that? Did you notice an 8-directional awareness? Did you notice things? That vision is dynamic because here's the thing, okay? Getting back to your circle of influence. Remember we did the circle of influence and bam, you got a wider and wider circle? In each of these directions, look, you have an 8 point. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, there are 8 slices of this pie of life, if you will. You see that? Okay. See, on the other side we had our circle of influence that is growing each time you have a breakthrough, and each time you do learnings and trainings, and each time you accomplish, each time you discover a profound truth that you can use and you make it your own. Absorb what is useful, reject what is useless, and add what is uniquely your own. Make it your own. You have a breakthrough in your circle of influence, okay? This is your circle of influence in terms of the wheel of life, if we'll call it, or the 8-directional awareness. Look at these slices on the pie, okay? You have relationships in one, money in another. Notice that's just a slice of the pie. It's important. They're all equally sized, or they're supposed to be, okay? All equally sized because they all have equal importance. Because if one of these slices is health, and you sacrifice your health to get wealth, in other words, you work day and night, 6 in the morning to midnight every day, and you never take care of your health, all that money won't do you a lot of good, will it? Now, because I teach people how to win, some people say, well, it's all about money, you're all about money. No, they're hung up on money. And they're usually hung up on it because they don't have any. And they see you having some or showing others how to get some, and that ruffles their feathers. The love of money is the root of all evil, and you know what? They're absolutely right. They love money so much that they hate you for having it. It's kind of like jealousy. You ever been in love with someone, and they go out with someone else, and you see them making out with that person, and you just, oh, you hate them. See? Okay. It's just another piece of life. Life, okay, you see that? And I want you to make one of these circles. Have a pen and paper. When you're studying my DVDs, you should always have a pen and paper and take notes. Because I'm teaching from multi-directional angles. I teach linear and I use the water method. So I also subconsciously put in things and I use the broken rhythm method. So I'll tell you 1, 2, 3, ABC, but I'll also come at you from several different avenues so that you learn both consciously and subconsciously. See? Because you need both. All right, so take notes. Take notes so you can refer to them and you find golden nuggets. And here it is. This is, okay? See that? And in each one of these pieces of the pie, you know, you have your health. That includes your body, your nutrition. You have your relationships, okay? With your significant other, your romantic relationships and family relationships. Vitally important. All of these things are very important. You have society, okay? Society in there. In other words, you're functioning in society, aren't you? And that is an important aspect of your life, okay? And how you involve with society. I would certainly say that you would want to be at cause, but you are at the effect of society to some degree, aren't you? Chances are how you dress, or the fact that you don't walk down the street naked, that you obey traffic laws. See, they're all a part of a society that you are in. And while I recommend that you self-determine your personal development, that you don't discount the value of the society you're in, and the fact that you can influence it. Most people don't think that they can influence society. You can influence in your circle of relationship here, see? Now, if you set about as a political activist or a religious zealot in order to influence society, I have to tell you that you're going to be wasting your time and your effort and your energy. And what is life made of? It's made of energy, time and energy, okay? So you only have so much. So it's important that you prioritize and focus on you and the things that you can control.